no. We are talking about how you get a car like this in the studio. It was wonderful. You guys had to work all morning. I guess you backed it in?
Yeah.
That's very cool. So tell us a little bit about the car, Jerry.
So this is a 1958 Ferrari 250 GT Pininfarina Series 1 Cabriolet. It's one of 40 ever made.
And it's beautiful. Is this, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, is this like the car that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It's very similar.
Okay. Was that a
This is the
250?
predecessor of that car. That
Okay.
was a California Spider.
Okay. And this is just the 1 year newer, a couple years newer.
That's right.
Very cool. Well, this car is not here just because you want to show off your awesome car. This car is here because on Saturday night, on Sunday, is the Giant Concours du Soleil car show.
Yes, sir.
And I love this because this is where you and a lot of your friends with Ferraris, with Lamborghinis, with Maseratis, with almost any amazing car you can think of, all park them in your backyard.
Yes, and front yard too.
And then it's all for charity.
It is.
In the past, it's always been for the Community Foundation. Are you still working with them?
We are.
And you're able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, right?
We have over 600,000.
In 10 years, how long have you been doing the show?
10 years.
10 years. It's amazing. And it's also a chance to show off some of these amazing cars
Yes.
and just have a great, fun evening of it, right?
It is.
How did you come up with the original idea for the car show? Because it was you and was it Steve and a couple of other...
Yeah, Steve Maestas and I and some friends were at Pebble Beach. And we were
Which is the
looking
big
over-
car show, which is the big
really,
vintage.
It's really the best car show in the world,
Yeah.
I think. And we were looking at the cars. And
Yeah.
Steve said, let's do something like this for charity. So we came back and tried it at my house, and it's taken off.
That's very cool. And now how many cars do you have?
We have 85 cars this year.
That's amazing.
We have a brand new Porsche 918, which is the
I
hyper
haven't
car.
seen one of those in person
Yeah,
yet. That's
yeah.
amazing because it's the super Porsche that's
It is.
electric and gas and really, really, really fast.
Yes, and very rare.
And they only built like 40 of those.
Yes.
That's cool.
We have two of the new Lamborghini Huracans.
Right.
We have so many Ferraris, we have a class of just Ferrari. We're going to have 16 Ferraris.
16 Ferraris. And how many of those are yours?
Three of those
Three
are
of those are
mine in the
yours.
show.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, what I love about this, though, is that it really became a thing that you guys have been able to kind of leverage into something to really raise a lot of money for
Yes.
charity for
Yes.
every year, right?
Yes, and this year it's for youth entrepreneurship.
I love that.
So we're trying to get kids that are middle school or younger
Mm-hmm.
involved in trying to get them thinking about creating their own business.
Because that's stuff you don't really learn in school.
That's right.
Right, you went into business for yourself.
I
You're an
did.
attorney in town,
I did.
and you know how hard it is to that first little bit and all those little baby steps you take. They're
Yes.
all really hard to learn.
That's
So
right.
If you would have learned them as a 12-year-old, would you have been?
I had a fireworks stand,
Oh, did you?
and that's sort of how I got started.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about this car. This one came from Europe, right?
Yes, now this car is number 801,
Okay.
serial number.
Serial number 801.
And Ferrari's even-numbered cars
Mm-hmm.
were competition cars.
And the odd number cars, anyone
Odd
could
number
buy.
were production.
Okay.
So this would be about the 400th Ferrari ever made. It's one of 40.
Oh, wow. And these things, they're hand-built.
Hand-built.
These were, they don't build them anything like this anymore.
They don't.
And so this one has a V8, or is this a
V8,
V12?
V8.
It's a V8.
I'm sorry, it's a V12.
It is a V12, okay.
V12.
Is it in the 250?
250 is in
Is that the displacement?
displacement
So it's a 2.5
times
liter.
12, so it's a 3-liter.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
each piston
That's
is
right.
a 2.5. Oh, very
Yeah.
cool. And this thing, what do people say when you're driving around in a 1958 Ferrari? I mean, it's not.
I drove up to a stoplight and a lady came up
Mm-hmm.
next to me and said, "Well, that's a very nice Mustang."
And you just said thank you and went on your way.
Yeah,
Right?
I did. I said, "Thanks very much."
Yeah, because I don't think anybody would ever even expect Ferrari like this in Albuquerque,
Right.
right? Because this is it $1 million car, $500,000 car?
A lot more than that.
A lot more than that. Wow. And you can tell by looking at it. I'm looking at every last little bit in this. The steering wheel is like, it's hand-carved wood, all of the stitching around. This is leather on the dash, which
It
is
is.
just unbelievable. And you can tell that it's hand-stitched leather. I mean, it's unbelievable. I know you own some newer Ferraris too. You own an F40, which is one of my dream cars.
Yes.
And how much different is it to drive one of those compared to this thing?
Oh, it's just like night and day.
Is it?
The F40 is really more of a competition type car.
Okay.
And
It's a
the
race
first-
car that you can drive on the street, but just barely.
The first time I ever drove it went sideways on me on San Mateo.
Oh, no.
And I knew I better not hit the brakes.
Right.
So I gave it a little gas, and the whole back end came around and hit the median.
Oh, no.
And I
oh,
took
no.
out the rear rim.
Oh, how do you
we
even
had-
find a rim for a
We
car? like-
had to go to North America Racing Team. Ferrari NART is what it's called. In Atlanta, and they finally found one
Oh,
of those.
wow.
And so the old one now is our coffee table support.
Oh, that's
cocktail
cool.
Table support up in the game room where we have part of the show.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
cool. That's very cool. So the show this weekend is Saturday night,
Saturday night.
and it's
Black Tie Gala. Now that's
Right.
sold out. But the public show on Sunday, noon to 4.
which is one of my favorite just afternoons with my dad, actually days.
We want people to come, as many as we can get in the place.
Great, because everybody, you park at Taft Middle School.
Yes.
And then you can walk across the street.
Walk across.
And go through the gates into the Roehl Villa, Roehl Estate,
Well,
Roehl.
whatever. The place.
And you can see all the cars, and then you also get to vote on what your favorite car is.
Yes.
And there's vintage Ferraris like this, vintage other exotic vintage cars, and then there's modern exotics as well.
We have a 1913 car that is half Packard, half Cadillac.
What do you
I think
call
on
that?
the
A
bottom,
Packalack?
Packalack. Yeah, the guy about 55 years ago who's bringing it remembers his dad driving that car.
Oh, wow.
And it's been in the family for over 100 years.
And then you have brand new 2015 Porsches.
Brand new.
I love it. So everything from 1913 to 2015. 100 years of
100
exotic
years,
cars.
yeah.
And how much is it to get in on Sunday?
It's $20. And
$20.
kids under 10 are free.
Excellent. Good. So come check out all of the cars this weekend. I'm just going to be admiring this beast for a little while longer. We're going to be back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew. We're going to talk all about, well, a whole bunch more stuff.
Sure. Great.